Hello everybody and welcome back to Masu Pro Wrestling. I'm your host and sole commentator, Masu Pro Wrestlington. And we are starting off the beginning of yet another #1 contenders situationship, if you will. We are on the horizon of MPW Presents Last Call, where there will be a 30-participant battle royal to determine who will main event MPW Presents See You Next Time and get a title shot for their respective division, whether that be Idol, whether that be Icon Division Championship. We will have to see, but until then, we have to figure out who's going to be #1 contender going into that premium live event. And feeling strange to see him without the belt. The former MPW Icon Division Champion FlairZero was decrowned at Carnal, a chaos to Greg. Tying for the most defenses was Flair. Flair held it for 20 weeks, which should be 140 days, tying the record, but not beating Zarataro's longest reigning. So, technically, FlairZero has held the championship for the longest days possible. And I didn't even explain what we're doing here, folks. That's how poorly prepared I am, as Adur Potato is going to make his way to the ring as Flair's opponent, but not just his only opponent here, because this match, much like the 30-participant Battle Royal, will be over the top rope. We are starting off hot and heavy of a night of Battle Royals. Over the top rope, both feet must touch the floor, and if you do, you are eliminated from the match. Last man in the ring will be the winner, and we'll move on to the #1 contenders battle royale. We'll have 2 for the Icon Division, 2 for the Idol Division tonight, and then next week we will have 2 and 2, and then 2 weeks from now we will determine in one final match 4 contestants to be the #1 contender for each title. Greg and Rize are going to be watching very closely, as their titles could be in jeopardy. Speaking of nearly a near title win, I mean, Unchained got pretty close to getting that title in the Fatal 4-Way at Carnal Chaos, but thankfully, I mean, unluckily for Unchained, he did not pick up the win. He was very, very close in my approximation, but unfortunately couldn't pick up the win. Such a shame for UnchainedAwesome, but looking for another shot. And we're going to have to see how these three... We have a wide variety of people. We have someone like Flair that's incredibly level-headed, maybe even hyper-focused on getting that championship back. We have someone like Unchained, the cockiness, the bravado, and then someone, the young, hungry Potato. And Flair going to immediately run out the gate straight for Unchained. Now, this match could go on for a while, or it could go on for barely any time. It is over the top rope, meaning both feet must touch the floor, and if you get sent over the top rope, you will be eliminated. And now the former champion getting dogpiled. Neckbreaker by Unchained. And now Potato's turn. Gonna pick him up, deadlift over the back. Back to belly suplex. Tries to go for that knee strike, gets caught in an elbow for his troubles. Flair gonna send Unchained over the top rope. The first person to hold out Unchained, barely holding on, skinning the cat as they call it. And there's many different ways to skin a cat. Potato and Unchained working together here, making sure that the champion, the former champion, doesn't get a title shot. Once again, an interesting combination duo here. Unchained and Potato kip up from that back elbow, and Unchained grabs Flair again. I mean, this is an expert strategy. Make make it as easy as possible to get a win. Team up with another person. Turn this this 1-on-1-on-1 to a 2-on-1. And I think maybe they must think that that Flair's the biggest threat. Rolls him through. Step up Inzagiri, misses. Unchained off the ropes. Actually catches Potato with the leg drop. I don't even know how you do that. But is their team up already null and void, or is Potato gonna understand about the incident? Tossing him. Oh no, it's over! the battle lines have been drawn. Super kick. Of course Unchained turns on his would-be ally in this match. Doing whatever it takes to win. Picks him up on the shoulders. Cartwheel. In for that basement clothesline. Chain with that clubbing blow to the back. Potato now lighting him up with chops. Chain with the knee reversal. Potato and Chain's alliance no longer. Pulling him by both arms. Tossing him right over. The power of Potato. Flair gonna go for that suplex. Gets caught though. Chain giving him no time to breathe. Chain gonna go up, puts him on his shoulders, spins him around, lands on the knee. And now Flair again, maybe looking for an elimination. No, gonna grab. Push Chain off into a combo breaker. Flair wasn't quite done and now gonna take it out on Potato. He said, don't worry, I haven't forgot about you. Picks up Potato over his shoulders. Potato doesn't want to be near those ropes that high up. And now Potato, powerful scoop slam with authority. Super kick blocked this time. Potato said, I know exactly where that's going. Is going to send Chain over the top rope. And this is where Chain could go. No, sends him back into the ring. Potato says, I'm not quite done with you yet. And now has Flair in the corner, choking him out. Scooping him up again. Fisherman Buster. Fisherman Suplex, I guess. Potato running house on the rest of the ring. Chain wisely staying under that rope. Didn't go over the top, so that means he's safe from under there. He can't get eliminated even if they push him out. But now, like I said, oh, commentator's curse. Almost there. Trying to push Potato into the ropes. Chain sends Potato in the corner. Flair sends Chain up and over. And now Flair, ooh, maybe tried something. Chain just barely slips back through the ropes. Again, off the ropes. Goes for a head kick, misses. DDT by Flair. Below zero to Chain. Taking him out. Potato back up to his feet quickly. Gonna spin Flair around, but Flair reverses it. Below zero to Potato for his troubles. And now a prone Chain in trouble. Maybe go for a third one. Shotgun drop kick by Chain. And a knee strike with the protected knee. Not many elimination attempts this far into the match, but certainly you got to think that these guys are going to try sooner rather than later. German suplex. Flair is fighting for his life, already worn down. Headbutt busts Flair open. Gonna send Flair into the corner, bleeding out his nose. Potato. Potato up against the ropes. Chain pulls him in for the big boot. And now going up top. Flying sheepdog headbutt. Sheepdog headbutt from Chain. Flair is bleeding. These three just want to go at it. Below zero again. Flair punishing his opponents as much as possible. And a combo breaker to Potato. No one eager for an elimination in this match that requires you to eliminate your opponent by throwing them over the top rope and both feet touching the floor, but nobody's eager to attempt that Chainmaker from Unchained. Flips him around again. And let's send him up and over. Chain, what is he looking for here? I don't know what the fuck just happened, but Unchained just eliminated himself and Potato, and Flair. I feel like we're gonna have an interesting night here, folks. Don't touch that dial, because we're gonna have a very interesting night, and I'm certain we're all gonna have headaches after it. We'll see you guys in the next match. All right, after that very interesting match, Potato's gonna move on to the #1 contenders match. And we move on to the next match of the night and the first match for the Idol division. Starting with Dancing with Draven, former two-time Idol division champion. Again, this is... I said an over-the-top rope elimination match, but it seems that the rules have been changing on the fly for me because Chain definitely didn't go over the top rope. He went through the middle rope and DDT'd Flair to the floor and still got eliminated. So it assumes that it's just both feet have to touch the floor and you get eliminated. We will see how it goes this match. Draven has the championship has evaded Draven this entire season, looking to end it on the grandest stage of online VTuber wrestling in Canada as the Idol Division champion. And one of Draven's two opponents here is going to be almost like a red herring. The person that helped Rize keep the championship in the Elimination Chamber was an integral member of the Elimination Chamber. And Rize's right-hand gal, Ayasu. If Ayasu wins this, we could see another easy title defense for the already illustrious reign of Rize. Any means necessary just might be exactly what Rize is looking for here tonight with Ayasu. We know the rest of the Shogunate are in the back watching closely, as Ayasu could go home with a #1 contender title opportunity for 2 weeks' time. And the third and final member of this unholy trio, the leader of La Primera, Emrys Morgana. Former tag team champion, first ever tag team champion, Emrys Morgana. A win here could not only mean an opportunity at the title. I mean, if you win this but lose the #1 contenders, we don't know who Bonk and Drag have to defend against. You never know what the bosses upstairs have in store and what opportunities count to what. Emrys Morgana could be looking for her first ever Idol Division championship. Not over the top rope, but through the ropes onto the floor. Get your elimination here, folks. Draven going straight for Ayasu. And unlike the icons, the idols know exactly what they want to do here. Looking for the... Ayasu at least was looking for the ropes. Emrys taking time to taunt her opponent. Forearm, flying forearm from Draven. The blues and pinks are running wild in this match. Drop toe hold into the leg lock. Trying to wear down her opponent already early in the match. Of course, a submission won't get you the win here, but will wear down your opponent. Is an effective means to do damage. Ayasu scooping and just tossing Emrys. Oh, tries to send Draven over with the clothesline. Draven reversing it up and over. Ayasu is already eliminated. That is exactly how quick it is to get eliminated in a match like this. The icons wanted to go full crazy, but it is so easy in a match like this to get sent up and over. Now it's just up to Draven and Emrys. Draven looking. Ooh, a big chop to the chest. And now stomping into Emrys. Gonna try and... I was gonna say gonna send Emrys into the ropes, but no. Now sends her up and over. Emrys in a precarious situation. Right hand misses the shoulder tackle, and Emrys back through the ropes. Safety for just a little bit longer. Chops and punches. Spinning power bomb. Explosive power bomb by Emrys. Going up top. Emrys Morgana cross body. And then off the ropes, grabs Draven into the spinning head scissor. Uppercut, trying to get her back up into that ropes again. Emrys going to send Draven against the ropes, bounces off, arm drag, tossing Draven. Now Draven sending Emrys into the corner, another swift chop. This would be Emrys' first ever Battle Royal, as big as the 30 participant Battle Royal. Coming up at last call. It is anybody's game to get their last opportunity at a championship. Draven gonna try and bring Emrys to the ropes. And Draven tossing Emrys into the ropes instead of through them. An interesting strategy. Draven going back up top. Cross body. Trying to pull her towards the ropes again, maybe for another opportunity, but Emrys gets through there. Reversal and a super kick. Handheld super kick. Gonna pull Draven to the ropes. Emrys eyeing Draven up. Spins her around. Drop toe hold again with the submission hold. A reversal from Draven. Over the top. Emrys sliding booty tackle. Getting Draven right out, just barely. Emrys Morgana secures her spot in the #1 contenders. Waiting for your opportunity to strike and taking it. That is exactly what Emrys did, and Emrys will be in the #1 contenders battle royale. But who will follow her? We will find out next. And now, who will follow Emrys Morgana into the #1 contenders fatal four-way battle royal? MintyClovers looking to put her name back into the ring, into the hat, if you will, to get picked for that #1 contendership. And literally, this is anyone's game to earn a championship. Over the top rope. I keep saying over the top rope. I'm gonna keep saying it, but up and out of the ring. It's an easy way to get eliminated and get an elimination, so you have to play. It almost takes more skill, you'd think, than getting a triple or a pinfall 3 count or a submission hold, because it's such a flash. And MintyClovers, this woman, they are very familiar with each other. These two have gone at it many a times at a premium live event in Season 1. MamaInu looking for their first shot. Emrys Morgana hasn't gotten an Idol Division Championship. Could this be MamaInu's time? As time is always counting down as we move on to the next seasons. You have one more chance to make history. To think about it in a perspective, you would be making history if you could get this championship match and win the championship, because you would be one of 3 champions in Season 2. TeaTheShiba was the first champion in Season 2. Coming into Season 2, Rize was the second and has been the second since the beginning. Over 200 days, almost a year at this point. Rize has been champion, probably a year at this point. Let me do some math here real quick, if you excuse the shuffling of papers. Sorry, I'm doing quick math. Because now I'm actually interested. I think it's 44 weeks. Yeah, just under 380 days as champion for Rize. So almost a year. Speaking of champions that have long reigns, we're looking at one of the longest reigning openweight champions of our lifetime, Usino. Usino is the openweight champion, recently defended openweight champion against Azanaza. Gonna have to defend it one more time before the next premium live event. Has held it for 77. Actually, doing the math, Usino has held the championship for 77 days, which is exactly 1 week longer than any previous champion. So Usino is the longest reigning openweight champion in history, beating Draven, Garreth, and Tyranno Maximum, creating history once again. A very impressive feat. Can they defend it for a 4th time? They still have tied for the most defenses. Hopefully I have that right. I'm pretty sure I do. 11 weeks as champion. Because the thing about them is I'm pretty sure every other champion that was the 70-day title reign won it on it, because they won it on a premium live event, lost it on a premium live event, right? Usano won it on episode 43 of season 2, and it's episode 54, theoretically, hopefully, I have that right. That would make it 11 weeks, so because they won it on an off week kind of thing in the middle of the week, they just edge out. They just barely edge out their predecessors. Usano could be the first ever dual champion in MPW history. And MamaInu wants to make sure that's not the case. Shining Wizard misses by Minty. Off the ropes, drop kick, catches him. Usano trying to bring Minty to the ropes. Usano has them eyed up, but MamaInu saves Minty. I don't know if that was on purpose or by accident. Back body drop. As everybody's just throwing hands immediately out the gate. Chops and punches by Usano in the corner. Usano looking for early eliminations already. Not wasting any time. Once again, goes for it again. MamaInu snags them again this time. And Usano said, you know what? You want to get eliminated? Fine. Usano eliminates MamaInu. That's what happens when you get in the way of MPW's own Gore Bunny Bean. Fisherman brainbuster by Minty. And a Russian leg sweep. Usano was going for the eliminations as quickly as possible, wanting to join Emrys Morgana as one half of the Fatal 4-Way, the 4-Way Battle Royal. Usano absolutely wasting no time for these eliminations. Eyeing Minty once again. Sending Minty. Oh, no. Couldn't get her up enough, but lands him on the ropes. Deadlift. Deadlift. Face plants Minty into the canvas. Usano going up top. And an elbow drop from the high rent district. Usano going to all of the corners. Body stomp by Usano to put the emphasis on MintyClovers. Gonna bring her over to the ropes. Could we see Usano joining Emrys Morgana? No, can't get MintyClovers up again. Inverted DDT. Could cost Usano there, not being able to lift up MintyClovers. Oh, through the ropes. Clothesline by MintyClovers. A risky play there. Could have easily been shoved out of the ring. Off the rope. Scoops him. Usano getting into that corner. Maybe looking for the bunny hop Pele kick. Minty getting to their knees. Fighting back. Pushing Usano into that corner. Rubbing the elbow against the open mouth of Usano. Could get cut on a tooth there. MintyClovers once again through the ropes. Clothesline, but barely misses it. Just trips. That's what happens when you get too fancy with it. Minty sending Usano into the corner again. Back to the well. Minty has Usano caught up. Bringing them to the ropes. MintyClovers sending Usano off the ropes. Up, off, Clover Cutter. by MintyClovers. Big moves aplenty through the ropes again this time. She connects. Says, I'm going to hit it while I can. Reversal by Usaino. Sling blade rolls through into a basement drop kick. Kip up by Minty. Gonna send Usaino off the ropes. Ducks under. Jumps over. Scoops her. Scoops them again. Minty sending Usaino into that corner. Are we gonna go see exactly? Yes, rubbing the elbow into the face, across the face, the forearm and elbow, like a blade. And a knee DDT by Usaino. Off the ropes, drop kick. Usaino bunny stomp, misses this time. It's just punched in the face by MintyClovers. Usaino not wanting to get anywhere near those ropes. World's fluffiest slam. Usaino takes Minty to the mat. But it's not about taking them to the mat, it's about taking them to the floor in this match. Another one! The devastation from MPW's own Bunny Bean. Usaino eyeing Minty up in the corner for a bunny hopping Pele kick. Bringing Minty to the ropes. Again, gonna try once again. Can't quite get Minty over. Sends Minty over. Sorry. Having a little moment there. I can feel it building. Usaino, the openweight champion, the longest reigning openweight champion in MPW history, looking to be the Idol Division and dethrone the longest reigning Idol Division champion. Usaino looking to make it big at last call, potentially 2 weeks from now. We'll see Usaino, if Usaino can win the 4-way battle royal. But the real question is, who will be joining Potato after getting basically a freebie into the #1 contenders match? Who is going to be joining Potato in this next triple threat battle royal? It is time for our main event of the evening, the 4th and final 3-way battle royal for this week's episode of MPW. Former 2-time champion TheSleepyPengu looking to earn his spot in the Icon Division #1 contender battle royal. He's got to go through one battle royal to get to the other one, and it hasn't been a great night for former champions. Unchained, Flair were former champions, lost to Potato. Unchained's fault. Draven, a former champion, lost to Emrys Morgana. MintyClovers, a former champion, lost to Usaino, who has never been a champion. Emrys never been a champion. Potato's never been a champion. It is a rough night for former champions, and Sleepy has never had a good night in MPW. That's why they call him Sleepy. He never has a good night's rest. And speaking of champions, maybe former champions don't have a good shot, but Usaino, the current longest reigning openweight champion, had some success. Could one half of the tag team champions, the Mastodon Bonk, could he move on and potentially work double duty at MPW Presents Last Call? The first tag team to beat the tag team champions, the first tag team to get the championship as icons, the first icon champion or tag team, the tag team champions of Dragthulu and Bonk. Bonk did have a shot earlier in the season for that championship with a golden opportunity, but Flair thwarted it. And we have to always keep in mind and remember that Glitchy has that golden opportunity locked and loaded still for the Idol Division Championship currently held by Rize. 308 days. Rize's held the championship. Bonk is a former Icon Division champion, former Openweight champion, and now a tag team champion, making himself a Grand Slam champion, as they say. Was the first ever person to become a Grand Slam champion in MPW, as well as the first person to ever say that they became Grand Slam champion with their friend on their side at the exact same time. Dragthulu, also a Grand Slam champion, former Openweight, former Icon, and a tag team champion. These two have done it all in MPW. The only thing they haven't done is win the 30-man participant battle royal for the championship. This is not going to be an easy match for Sleepy going up against someone like Bonk, who is just so dominant in most divisions. The Super Naiyan looking to get another title, another notch on his belt, if you will, here tonight. But of course, the third and final suspicious member, nefarious member, could throw a wrench in either of these two's plan to win the match. You never know what to expect. I would say, personally, that someone like Emrys winning the match earlier in the evening was a complete upset when going up against Ayasu and Draven. Speaking of former champions, the former longest reigning, or actually, I think he's still the, no, he is still the longest reigning, tied for the longest reigning with FlairZero, I believe. 140 days as champion, Zarataro, looking to get that championship back and have another legendary run. Can Zarataro do it? This has got to be the most star-studded match we've had so far tonight in this Battle Royal tournament, I guess you could say. This collection of Battle Royals. I mean, former two-time Icon Division champion Bonk, the longest reigning former Icon Division champion Zarataro, and a two-time champion in SleepyPengu. Sleepy with a combined total of 77 days as champion, where Bonk combined total... Oh wait, Bonk's only a one-time champ? It looks like Bonk's only a one-time champ with a total of 70 days as the champion. Bonk actually lost to Zarataro for the championship, leading to his legendary reign. Frankensteiner to Bonk, as we got to focus back on the action. We'll see how much these guys focus assaulting each other. Oh my god, inverted brainbuster thing. We're gonna see how much these guys focus on actual combat instead of eliminations, as Bonk immediately goes to the elimination on Sleepy, nearly taking him out. Sleepy, like I said, stops in there. Bonk tries again to get that shoulder tackle, doesn't quite connect. 180 belly to belly. Chops. Bonk once again lining up. Zarataro doesn't send him over, though. Drop kick by Sleepy. Kip up from Zarataro. Back up. Knee to the back. Trying to control the pace of the match, keeping both of his opponents down. Trying to get Bonk onto the Rosa. Bonk will not allow it. Sleepy was going for a German. It looked like maybe it didn't work. Now taunting his opponent with his wrestling prowess. Underhook, butterfly, powerbomb. Zarataro with a crazy drop kick from across the ring. Hurricane Rana. And a float or a snap dragon suplex. Sending Sleepy into the air. Zarataro looking for something, doesn't quite find it as Bonk gets some leg kicks in. And now just picking him up to toss him into the mat. Straight in the center of the ring. Sleepy's looking worse for wears under the rope. Sending Zarataro. No, Zarataro reverses. Now Sleepy trying to get a little bit of offense of his own onto Bonk. Go to Sleepy right on the long face of the horse. Zarataro, Kaiju, killer! Zarataro again controlling the pace of the match. Corner power bomb, kip up by Bonk, off the ropes, caught with a crossbody. Off the ropes, crossbody again. Sleepy gets sent over the knee of Bonk. One half of the tag team champions standing tall, setting Sleepy onto the ropes. Could we see a potential elimination? No. Sleepy gets that elbow, sending Bonk up and over, nearly eliminating him. DDT by Zarataro. Bonk still on the outside. But Zarataro wastes no mind. Ham, thank you, ma'am. Nobody's home. Chops again in that corner. Everybody's been chopping tonight. Woo! You can hear it reverberating around the arena. Ooh, and a chop. Throws him off. An unexpected throat chop. Double hook German. And Zarataro. I feel like that's a move. I don't know what that move is though. I feel like it's a move though. Spirit or beam clash. Beam clash by Bonk. Boots to the face. Off the rope. Big boot by Bonk. Sending Sleepy onto the ropes, eyeing him up once again, not going to eliminate him. DDT by Zarataro. Kaiju killer off the ropes. Zarataro setting Sleepy up and over. Shoulder tackle misses. Maybe go for another opportunity at it. No. Gonna send Sleepy back into that corner. Gets his legs up. Oh, spinning somersault heel kick. Putting Bonk into a submission hold. Holding his own. Bonk trying to get away. There are no rope breaks in this match because you can't win. Via submission, sending Bonk off the ropes. Basement dropkick doesn't miss, and a smack to the face. Zarataro and Bonk maybe looking to work together here. Double suplex. Sleepy just can't get a break when it comes to getting double teamed in multi-man matches. Float over dragon suplex. On his shoulders, go to Sleepy. Picking up Bonk. Pulling him closer to the ropes. Not going to eliminate him, though, which is the objective of the match, just in case you guys are unaware. Hurricane Rana. And now Bonk's turn to get Zarataro. He's going to tie him up in the ropes as well. And now Zarataro and Sleepy are going to work together. Russian leg sweep. Fisherman suplex. Soup. Sleepy going for, I think, his third. Go to Sleepy. Go to Sleepy. Everybody in this match is going to have considerable head trauma after this one. Oh, beam clash broken up. Sending Bonk off the ropes, over the knee. In the corner with Zarataro. Beam clash connects this time. Sending Zarataro up and over the ropes. Butt slide, no! Zarataro holds on. One of the only chances for an elimination thwarted so far. Butterfly takeover. Beam clash again, countered, sends Bonk into the corner. Ring screw leg whip. Sleepy's going to pull him to the rope, but will he even attempt to eliminate him? No, he will not. The object of the match is to get your opponents onto the floor, out of the ring, onto the floor. Both feet have to be touching. There he goes, up and over. Sleepy, like I say. Close. Oh, I thought the clothesline was going to send Sleepy over. Sleepy holds on. Kaiju Killer dodged. Bonk's been eliminated. Belly to belly. Sleepy sending Zarataro up and over, and Sleepy, the first former champion to pick up the win. I think I just had to remind him. But Sleepy looking for his third. In your main event of the night, Sleepy will be joining Potato. And next week, we'll find the two more icons that will be joining them, as well as the idols that will be joining Emrys Morgana and Usaino. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Masu Pro Wrestling 10, and we will see you guys next week.